So I was gonna do another video, another Patreon video, but however, something came to my attention that really needed to be spoken about. And I was gonna talk about it yesterday, but I was like, no, I'm gonna talk about it today. I'm gonna talk about it today. And that is something that happened to my friend Chris. And as my friend, as my brother, I needed to say some shit too, because it was not okay. So basically, he did a video that I did miss because it wasn't my subscription list. It's just my subscriptions. I have a lot, and I don't check them all the time. And Chris didn't say, hey, because this is who he is. He's a very humble guy. He basically was like, he did a video that I didn't see, and he didn't tell me about it until I stumbled across it while looking through. I was like, hey, I haven't seen any videos of Chris, and any of MTVernon Kids videos. So I click on the first one. He's like, in response to me. I'm like, oh, this must be response to the Venom video. And then I saw there was the Venom video, so I was like, what the hell is this? Turns out, a lot of people have been asking him why he sends me so many comics. And I've talked about it before. And some people, it turns out it was some people here on my subscribers, several of my subscribers, and he didn't give me names, but I did some digging on some of his videos, and I found it's some of y'all on there that some of you guys went from, like, you know, curious, which I get it. Some of you guys were just curious, and that's not a problem. But there were others who were like, oh, I ran the numbers. This is how much money he owes you. And then there were a few others who were like, hey, how about you give me comics? Like, I'm a subscriber. I'm way more that worth. Y'all, what the fuck? Like, what the legitimate fuck is that? Like, what in the absolute fuck was all of that? Now, Chris said his piece. I'm gonna say mine. Reason why Chris sends me stuff, there are a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but Chris does that for me because he is my friend. I consider him a brother. Hell, sometimes even more of a brother than my own flesh and blood brother. The dude has been there for me. Perfect example. Actually, I'll tell you this story of what kind of dude he is. When I had a breakup from not the girlfriend I'm with now, but the previous one, it was real bad. And that night after she ripped my heart out, like it was nothing, like legit, like it was legit nothing, I was so just depressed. I started drinking all night long. And when I was drunk, I called Chris, and I'm telling him everything, because he had met this woman. He had met this woman too at MegaCon when he had come to hang out, and he yelled at me like, "Get off the damn bottle! Like, we're going to talk! Like, we're going to talk!" And he got me off of drinking that night. Dude literally pulled me out of a depression state, made me feel so much better, and checked on me for several days after. That's just who he is. He's just a good human being. I've been asked this a lot. And Chris does this out of the good of his heart. He doesn't do this for money. I have done it, like, whenever he comes down to where I live for MegaCon in Orlando, I try multiple times to be like, hey, I will pay for food. I'll help you pay for the room. And he's like, no. I still pay for food for both of us. That's the least I can do. I've also paid for some of his stuff at MegaCon, two of which I don't think he knew about, that I bought that stuff for him and just hid that in his bag. Chris, you're probably watching this. Sorry. I've tried to pay him back with money, and he won't do it because he's just generous. That's just who he is. God forbid, someone is just nice for the sake of being nice. And I have done everything in my power to be as equally as generous to him, but he's just too humble of a human being to accept it. So when he did that video talking about just being, people coming to him like beggars or demanding something from him after everything he's done, well, that kind of grinded my gears a wee bit. So, and to find out it's some of my subscribers who did that, I know you're some of y'all are probably watching this and like, yeah, I'm not going to name names, but I want you to know I'm ashamed of you for doing that. It's I didn't think about, like, I don't normally do videos about this, but Chris was one of the first friends that I had made on YouTube, and we had managed to hold that friendship together through ups and downs from, I don't know, 2009 to now. Like a near over 20-year relationship, friendship. Almost said relationship. We ain't like that. We ain't like that, Chris. You're my brother. You ain't like that, brother. Yeah. This man has literally pulled me out of the darkness. I have pulled him out of the darkness. We have been through shit after shit after shit. And, you know, God forbid he's a good person, you know? He and I've tried to send him stuff. He won't accept it. He's just too humble for it. And it's not just me he sends stuff to. I'm the only one who does comic reviews of it. Used to be Blue Goblin, if anyone remembers those days. I think he's still Blue Goblin's still kicking around. He sends stuff to Manos. He has sent stuff to Ziploc Gory, the first friend I ever made here on YouTube, Victor. I hope Victor's still around. I barely hear from that guy. But yeah, I'm not the only one. I'm not special. There's a whole circle of friends he sends other books to. I'm the one who sends it because I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't make a lot of money. Like, I'm not exactly rolling in the green. I mean, yeah, I buy comics here and there, but like it's not like to an extensive degree, and I don't make a lot. So Chris has been helping me keep in line, keep in the loop with a lot of comics, especially like, books that are because comics are an expensive gig to read and review, especially like even if it's a monthly basis or trade or what have you. It's just a difficult thing to follow, especially when you're on a budget. So, oh man, bottom of my heart, Chris, thank you for everything. Like, thank you, brother, for everything, and I am sorry you had to deal with all of that shit. It was not okay. And I was so fucking mad. I was so fucking mad that people, like, decided it was a good idea to, like, take the advantage of one guy, of my probably my best friend's generosity. Try to take advantage of my brother's generosity and his kindness, and you did that without even a second fucking thought. You ripped him apart for nothing. Just because he gives me comics. That's it. You tried to, be like some guy, like, oh, yeah, I should get comics too. Why? You don't know you. You don't know you. I don't know you. Yeah, I don't want to know you, especially how you acted. It's I don't do videos like this, but after seeing, and then going back to looking at comments, I went through other videos of like comic reviews and things like that, and seeing all that it disgusted me, honestly. So, Chris, bottom of my heart, thank you for everything. And I want you to know I appreciate every comic you send me. I know sometimes I rip the comics apart review-wise, but you have told me multiple times, always be honest. Like, I even said, like, I once lied about liking a comic, and he said, don't ever do that again. And I did that because I felt bad for him sending, like, paying me this much money for him to send me this comic and everything. So it was one of the early comic reviews, too. It was one of the super early ones. He's like, don't ever do that again. Yeah, so I can't believe I have to do this, right? But some of y'all out there just kicked a good man while he was down, and I wasn't going to let my brother suffer alone. No, thank you. So that's my piece on it. Later.